I talk a lot as an evangelist about being defeated before you can be saved, and realizing everything's not in your control. That takes time for some people to be broken down. See, I grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Right now I'm driving through Oklahoma, and I've driven across the United States many times, more than I can count now. Starting when we were actually a family in Grand Rapids, and we would take trips out west, because my dad grew up partially in California, so his dad lived there still when we were kids, and that's my late grandfather, and we'd drive out and visit, and take all the, we had the station wagon and the camper, and we'd go to the various tourist sites, Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone. We had an aunt who lived in Jackson, Wyoming, so that made it nice to stay there. And we'd go to Bryce, Zion, Grand Canyon, of course, all the different spots, Mammoth Caves. Sometimes we'd take trips down to Florida for spring break, or Alabama, Gulf Shores, Alabama. We did a lot of that, and so I started traveling at a young age. But we always lived in Michigan, so that's where I grew up until I was a senior in high school, or actually until I was at the end of my junior year. Our family moved to California. So then all the trips started going east. Well, I went back to college after I actually finished my senior year back there in Grand Rapids. After a summer in California, decided it would be better just to finish it out there. Then I'd go back to California for the summer. And then I went back to Michigan for college for the first year, freshman year. Then for next year, sophomore year, I went to Hawaii. School called Chaminade University, Honolulu. Then I went back to Michigan again, finished my junior year at Calvin College again. Then I went to Spain for a semester, did a semester in Spain for my Spanish. That was actually with Calvin, but in Spain. We studied at a university there in a little town called Dania. And, everything was all picture perfect, so to speak. You felt like you were in control. You're going to get your bachelor's degree. It was all planned out. Probably go on and get another master's degree or whatever. I hadn't decided really while I was still in college. Thinking maybe psychology. I was a psychology major. And later I thought maybe law school. My brother had gone to Michigan Law School. I thought, maybe that'll be a good one. Always in the back of my mind was also seminary ministry. It was really, I think, my ultimate calling. It is now for sure, but I didn't know for sure then, or maybe I was denying it or running away from it, like Jonah. So Jonah, what happened to Jonah? He had to actually get swallowed by a whale, thrown over off the boat and swallowed by a whale before he could relinquish control. He thought he could run away from God. A lot of us do. Well, I wasn't at that point yet. I wasn't broken down. I actually worked at a psychiatric hospital for a year, Christian hospital, right there in Grand Rapids. Try to get some experience in that. And I like to help people, but then I don't know why, but I said, I'll go to law school instead. And then I got to law school in Detroit, Wayne State Law School, and quickly realized this was not what I wanted. Which is not good because, they take a lot of time to decide who they're going to accept. They want people that are going to, who are going to try to stay with it. They only have so many slots to fill. It's not so easy to get into law school, but Wayne State, so which is a decent regional law school, but I left. I just said, well, I can't do this. It's not for me. So I was really starting to struggle at that point already, wondering what am I going to do? So I went back to Grand Rapids after quitting law school. I just went back for a week. I had a few things stored there and packed it all up and drove to California, where my family still lived, my parents. And that was like, at that point I was like really feeling like I'm finally really leaving Grand Rapids, West Michigan. And was not able to pull all the strings together to make what I thought, in my mind, I think my unconscious or subconscious goal was to find a nice woman who might go with me to the West Coast, get married, and start a life out there, doing whatever. I think I really wanted to be out of West Michigan permanently with the right woman, partner, female partner, marriage. But I could never put that together. Later I did. Most of the girls I've met or dated were pretty regional girls. They were from that area. One was actually from Canada, but I think most of them were from West Michigan. And I was never, one was from Montana. That could have been a possible thing, but she just suddenly picked up and went off to Costa Rica without really talking to me about it. So she was suddenly gone. And I think I realized later on that she was just toying with me. It's kind of sad. And I did meet one girl that came out later. I was in Jackson, Wyoming, stayed there for a couple of summers at my aunt's house, worked there. She came out and visited. And that could have been a good relationship, but things happened that kind of broke it up. Another girl that I really liked, she just randomly appeared in Jackson while I was working there, came into the shop that I was working at, just by coincidence, I think. Maybe she knew I was there. I don't know how she knew. If she knew, I don't know how she knew, but it's possible. But she played it off as just coincidence, random. And so we went camping together, just as a platonic relationship. She was the girl I went to the prom with when I was in high school. She was a couple years younger, actually. Beautiful, nice girl, very intelligent, kind, caring, charismatic. I wish I could have gotten her to stay there. I might have been able to get her to stay. I didn't assert myself in that regard. I thought at the time she might be in a relationship with somebody else, but I didn't know for sure. I don't think she was, now that I think about it retrospectively. But I mean, she was so beautiful and perfect in so many regards. I just figured, well, I didn't have a lot of high self-esteem. I figured she's got better people than me, but she may have actually come out there looking for me. I don't know. And so I might have lost that opportunity. And I'll continue this more in another segment. So stay tuned. God bless you all.